Hey, this is Janet Sowers, and tonight I am working on couching design on my Solaris embroidery machine, and I have the yarn laying up here in the tray. I have it just loosely laying here, and I have the couching attachment loaded onto the machine. It just slides into one of the little open slots on the top of the machine, and it runs through the top hook, down through the bottom hook, and then you have a couching foot, so it runs through this little ring right here, down through the foot, and then the needle is loaded with orange thread, and you can see where it catches the yarn, and it makes a design also. So this is what I have already done with the couching foot. So the thread ends up over the yarn. So on the setting it up side, I selected the pattern that I wanted, and I was going to slow it down, but when I went into the settings, the default speed for the couching is 350 stitches per minute, so it had already slowed that down, so I didn't have to do anything there. And basically, that's all there is to it. So I'm going to hit the stitch button, start button, and we'll watch it stitch for just a minute or two. And I found that if you loosen, make sure this stays sort of loose, it catches the stitch better. And I'm wondering about going back over it a second time with just the orange thread, but it needs to be loose. It needs to not be caught up in any way. And it's catching it pretty well. And this yarn does have some bumps in it, but it seems to be doing pretty well with catching it. Okay, I'm going to put us on pause, and I'll come back when it's finished. Okay, I'm back, and I had a couple of places where it didn't catch right in here. I'm going to have to probably snip that and see if I can move it over. And I decided to just run it again and put a second layer over the top of it. So it started right here on this left-hand side, and it's gone up, and you can see it's making a little better coverage. So I'm going to keep this up and keep making sure that this is loose, and see if I can get a little better coverage, and see if I can cover that little area that it didn't catch down there. But I think the second layer, it looks a little better. And I think this is going to depend on the type of yarn. Since this has nubbies in it, it doesn't have full coverage. So I'm going to experiment with yarn and just see what happens. So I'm going to put you back on pause. Okay, this is the second time through, and it does look a little better, but I have learned a few things. I think I need smoother yarn, and both times it messed up right here in this little curve. So if you catch it in time, you can back it up about 10 stitches and pull your thread, your yarn back up and pull your thread back up and try it again. But right here is just sort of it made a big old mess. But anyway, that's just wanted, I'm experimenting and playing, and I thought I would just run a short little video to show you what I did. So have fun, and until next time, happy sewing.